Hello, welcome friends. Sorry, my background just now changed. I hope you are able to hear me and see me properly. There's a little bit of glitch I had to overcome. Uh, Regardless, we are here. Welcome to the monthly satsang hosted by Isha, Institute for the Study of Human Awareness. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on the meeting hall construction project, which I try to do every few months. As and when we have some updates that we can pass on to you, because a lot of you are interested in knowing about what's happening, not only over here, but a lot of friends in India also inquire every now and then. So we have, as I have communicated in the past, that we are trying to get a building structure up, uh, and that was our plan for this year. And so we had made a lot of preparation, and we had already hooked up or engaged with the contractors for various activities that needs to be done prior to installing the steel structure. And as we progressed, we found there were some issues with the prior construction of what we call piers. And in conjunction with our architect, structural engineer, uh, we found out that there are some issues that had to be taken care of, and it was done earlier this year in around May-June timeframe. And so after that, we had a review again, and we took a measurements of what has been done and how it looks like. And so we heard back from our architect partners that there is still a little bit of work that needs to be done. And without that, we cannot start the work of installing the structure, the steel columns and the roof that we have planned for this year. So we just found out a few days back that we have to mitigate some issues on some of the work. So we are in the process of hiring contractor, new contractor, who can work on this, because our prior experience has not been so good with the previous workers, contractors. We are trying to engage with some new partners to amend whatever work was done. It's not a lot, but still needs to be done. We expect that in a couple of days of work, it will be handled if done properly. And after that, we'll have another review to make sure that this is what a structural engineer wanted. And after that, we have a few more steps of uh, sort of evaluating or measuring where things are, and getting some new drawings from the architect and structural engineer. And after that, we'll be able to hopefully in September or October, we'll be able to, if everything goes smoothly, as I said in the past as well, we'll be able to hopefully make progress this year and install the steel structure. So we are eagerly anticipating that it will happen, and I hope we'll be able to share the good news in upcoming months. And we have cameras installed at the meeting hall site, and you'll be able to observe that happening live if the work starts. And hopefully many of us will visit Bruce and see the meeting hall being constructed in real time. I'll communicate as and when things happen in future meetings. So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to join me as well as things get started. And we had planned for some formal activities of similar things that were done in Dera Byas, because this meeting hall would be named after my master, Ishupuriji's master, So we'll be calling it Dera Baba Sawan Singh Ji. And so hopefully formally we'll be able to do some activities so that the building that comes on top will always be remembered uh, as uh, as a very holy site, and we'll be able to. We have some uh, uh, books and things of that nature, that we want to put on the ground and do a little bit of uh, formal imitation of the activities that were done in Dera Vyas. Uh, I hope you are able to hear me, because in the past people have approached me, but we haven't heard consistent feedback that you're not able to hear me. So I have new technology to assist me, and hopefully with that you are able to hear me properly. Um, so I'm here because my master commanded me to do this work, and knowing me, I'm very camera shy. Uh, I'm, I cannot speak in front of audience, public, but here I am sitting in front of you, in front of the camera right now, talking to all of you. So, but this is his wish, and so I'm here to just do my part in fulfilling that wish. And anything that you get out of this, all the credit goes to him, because I'm not doing this work by myself. I would not be doing this even if somebody paid me a lot of money. So this is just to fulfill his wish, to make him happy, and I'm not doing it for any one of you. I'm just doing it for myself because he asked me to do it, and so that's why I'm here. So, as you all know, that Isha is an organization that was founded by Ishupuriji, Institute for the Study of Human Awareness. That's a very interesting uh, amalgamation of few words, study of human awareness. So uh, he wanted to, it's a, whenever I think about the word Isha and reflect on what it means, I am amazed that he was able to coin these phrases, words, uh, and even though he talked about it in so many lectures, to be able to succinctly put in just a few words, it communicates exactly what he was doing. He wanted to explore what consciousness is, and he he wanted us to participate in that activity of exploring what human awareness is. And human awareness is with all of us. Whoever is watching this live telecast or will watch in the future, they're able to make sense of what is being said because they have awareness. And we all conscious beings have awareness. If we did not have awareness, we would not know what is happening around us. And because of we are able to focus our awareness, or we are able to focus our attention to whatever is around us, we become aware of things. We become aware of, like, I'm speaking to you through this medium. I have camera in front of me. On my right, there's a picture. I have table, my laptop, various other things. Similarly, in your house or wherever you are sitting, you would have things that gives you a sense of the reality that is around you. We feel whatever we have is solid, living in this physical world. The watch that I'm wearing, that is real because I can feel it, I can see it, I can hear it tick. So that gives me a sense of solidity of this object. I can look at something and get a knowledge of it. Somehow, uh, maybe while growing up, there are some associations they grew up, the circumstances they grew up in, and what the meaning of chair was in those places. Let's say somebody grew up in Africa, or somebody grew up in East Asia, uh, China, America. The notion of chair may be different because the type of chair that exists in different places may be quite different. In India, we used to have kind of a chair that have different legs that are spread in different directions, Or you can have variety of chairs, that are very artistically made. In some other places, the chairs could be made of different substances. It could be metallic, it could be made out of bamboo, it could be made out of wood, and it may have different decoration. But when the word chair is thought of, everybody has slightly different idea because of whatever association that word held, because of their experiences, whatever they had seen in the past. But when they look at a new chair, it sort of resembles whatever prior experiences they have. You can maybe go to Amazon, you can do a Google search, you'll find a lot of chairs, different varieties of chairs. And some of them may not even resemble like a chair. Maybe it's too close to the ground, maybe too high up on the stool, like a bar stool. And so we have different kind of things that we experience, and we give names to these objects, and we create association, and we relate to the world around us. But all of us in relating to things around us use the sense perceptions that are part of the body. Without that, that sense perception that is in our body or seems part of the body, and having that awareness, we would not, if we did not have awareness, or if we did not have the sense perceptions, we would not be able to experience this world at all. You would not be able to hear me, you would not be able to see me. uh, Maybe you will have a different idea of the world, whatever your mind can come up with, as to whatever it wants to experience. Maybe that's what you will experience. We not only in this physical world, when we go around and we see different things, uh, we see it, or we hear it through eyes. We see it through eyes, we hear it through our ears, we taste it with our tongue, we have through our touch sensations, that is part of our skin. We can touch something and make a sound. We can feel that something is solid, that's why it's making a sound. So we become convinced of the reality that is around us. But these masters who have been to other worlds or other levels of existence, other dimensions of existence, tell us that this is not the only reality that we can experience. There is reality is much vaster than this. And they give analogies of what realities could be and what does it mean, reality. Uh, and there is a word in Eastern, uh, at least in India and other parts of the East. Uh, it's called Maya, and loosely it is translated as illusion. But masters clarify that it is not an illusion; it is a reality that we perceive, but yet it is not real. Uh, and the question is always asked, and it's been asked for thousands of years, whether what we see is actually real, that's why we see it, or we see it and that's why we believe it is real. So if there is a tree in front, are you seeing the tree because the tree existed before you started seeing, or the fact that you are seeing, that's why the tree is there? And scientists have tried for a long time, and philosophers have been talking about this for a long time, but they have not been able to arrive at a conclusive idea of what is true. So they have run experiments like, okay, if the let's remove the tree and let's bring the tree back, or let's have an object back. The fact that you are able to see, that means it was not there before, but the moment the object was placed in front of you, you started seeing. But when they dug deeper, it turned out that the the point at the time at which you see and the time at which the object appears, they are simultaneous in nature. So you're experiencing the object, and the object being there happens at the same moment. And so we are trying to evaluate what is real or what is reality by using the same senses that gives us an idea about the reality of the world. So we cannot use the same instrument to judge whether it is true or not. So if all the senses are cooperating to give you an idea of the world, you cannot again use the same sense perception to tell you whether it is true or not. You have to use a means, something beyond, that is something beyond the sense perceptions. And masters tell us that consciousness existed even before the senses existed. The fact that we have a body and we are able to perceive something, that doesn't mean that these are the only means through which we can become aware of this world. So they try to relate to us with some other examples, like when you are unconscious, even though your eyes may be open, you are able to hear, your ear must be working properly, yet when you are unconscious, you are not aware of what's happening. Somebody may show you something, show a picture. When you are unconscious, your eyes are open, but your brain will not realize what you are seeing because you are out. You are not conscious. That's why the word unconscious is used to mean that you are not in your mind, in your brain, and you are unaware of everything that is happening around you. Not only that, when we go to sleep every day and we have a dream, we may be walking around, we may be driving around, we may be riding a bike or flying around, and people have different kind of dreams. We could be swimming. So when we are doing that, what's happening to our physical body? Our physical body is lying in the bed, and it is physical body is not aware. We are not using any of our physical senses that are built into our body, but we have a different body, and we may not even remember who we are when we are dreaming, or the place we are sleeping in, the country we belong to, the nationality we have, the gender we have. A lot of times we forget that. We have no sense, and sometimes when we realize in the dream, while dreaming, that, oh, we might be dreaming, and then you frantically try to locate yourself, where am I dreaming from? Where is my physical body? If you have that experience, you will realize that there is a part of our experience that tells us that something else becomes so real. Because when you are swimming, or when you are walking, driving car, riding bike, or having a fight, or having a cup of tea, that experience feels as real as what we experience now. And sometimes we cannot even distinguish. I often wake up in the morning remembering the dream I had, and the vividness of that dream that I had, I share with my wife sometimes, and I marvel at how real that was. And Ishwaji used to narrate some experiences of when he was back in Harvard University. A lot of sleep related research was being conducted, and he narrated one of the experiences of some subjects that were being studied, that how people in dream, in few minutes of dream, 6 7 minutes of dream, they can live their whole lifetime, and they can grow up in their dream, and they can get married, they can have a family life, they have kids, they grow old, they see the marriages of their kids, and so on. So they can have a complete life experience in such a short span of time. So they tell us, is it not possible that we are, although we are having this experience, that we are definitely know that it is solid, and it is the only reality we know? And Is it not possible that we are dreaming at the same time? Because it feels very real. It feels as real as when we are in the dream, and when we know that in the dream it is so vivid, it's hard to tell that it is not real, because in the dream we have no other experience to compare it with, because we forget that we are lying down in our bed, and so we have nothing else to compare with. So that is the only reality we are entrapped in. And similarly, we find ourselves in this physical reality, where all of us experience different kind of issues in our life. Some have medical issues, some have issues with the money, some have psychological issues, some have family related problems. We have all kind of problems, and this whole world is made of duality, and without duality we won't be able to experience this world at all. Our sense perception would not relay anything. Imagine if this whole room was full of light, and we had never seen any darkness, would not be even aware that there is anything called light. So for light to exist, for good to exist, for high to exist, a is needed. Uh, uh, a different aspect of the same phenomena is needed. So for a light to be present, for light to be called light, there has to be darkness. So only in the contrast you are able to appreciate one or the other. Similarly, a dark can only be appreciated because there is light. A high can only be appreciated because there is low. Small and large. Similarly, there are so many varieties because of this contrast, because of nature of duality. We are able to experience this world. And imagine for the sound, for our audible apparatus to work, our ears to work, if there was only silence, or if there was only one thing that you could hear, you would not know that there is anything called sound. Your experience will be completely dull or void or non-existent. So these contrasts create this marvelous world that we experience. At the same time, we experience pain in our bodies, in our psyche, in our brain, in our heart. Uh, if you have a, if your son or wife is going through some physical challenges, you feel in your heart a tug. You want a better for your family relationship. You want good things to happen to them. You cannot see them suffer. So these contrasts, make us aware of this world, and somehow we feel on our heart that we want to go away from this world. This is not. I'm not meant for this world. I'm not happy with whatever is happening around us. There's always challenges happening in any part of the world. Recently in India, there was a lot of flood in different parts of India that happened, and a lot of people lost their life. And so we are here in this body for a very short amount of time. If we, uh, scientists have been studying the lights coming from different star systems, different maybe planets far, far away, and they are able to observe how far a light has traveled. Uh, I think recently it was in a news that scientists have detected planets that are or star system that are a couple of billions years far away. That means for a light to travel, it would take billions of years. Just imagine how vast this universe is. And we are able to sense all that, uh, something sometimes through our scientific apparatus. Our normal eyes cannot detect that far. We can barely see. As you age, we realize the challenges of life, and we can barely even read letters or texts that are in small font. So we sometimes marvel at the complexity that exists in this world, and how big this universe is. It's We only can fathom with our mind, like the analogy that I just gave, that scientists are sensing some star systems or planets that exist far, far away, and so we can just only grasp some of these things through our uh, mind, and we cannot directly sense some of these things through our senses built in our body. But when we are in the dream world, we are somehow able to sense things or interact with the objects in the dream world. They may not be following the same rule that we experience ourselves in this realm, in this physical universe. But there is another dimension. Maybe it's a dream dimension that exists. But when we wake up from that dream, we realize that the dream was not real. But the reality that we experience in the dream, that cannot be denied. Experiences are always real. One cannot deny, when you wake up from your dream, if you had a dream, you cannot deny that you just had a dream. And but the objects in the dream that you interacted with, that was not real. So is it possible that the objects that we experience or think about, like the planets that I talked about, billions of light year away, can this be just a a part of the dream that we are experiencing while living in this body, in this physical body. We have physical body because the world that we experience around us is also physical in nature. It's made of matter. In the dream, the world that we experience was made of another material, maybe dreamlike material. But we are able to, our bodies are able to interact with that world. So is it possible that when this world, physical world that we are living in, is temporary in nature, and it's just giving us the experience? Earlier, I was talking about Maya, uh, which is not an illusion, but it is giving a sense of reality, like in the dream, that we find everything real, but only after the dream ends, we can conclude that the dream uh, was temporary, but the experience that we had was real. The objects in the dream were not real. Similarly, if this was a dream, when we wake up from this dream, then we can say that this was a dream. And everything that we encountered, meeting people, interacting with them, working on the meeting hall, you watching me through the camera, or everything, your family, your child, your parents, the different jobs that you have, everything gave you a sense of reality, but it was not real. That we can conclude only after the dream ends. And one important thing that goes a long way in making this real is the experience of pain that we have. When we have pleasure, that seems to last for a very short time. But when we have pain, maybe psychological pain or physical pain, we seem to remember it very vividly, and that gives us a very strong sense of what we are going through, the difficulty, the reality of this creation. And masters tell us that this world has been created, this reality has been created, and it is created similar to the dream that we experience with ourselves every night. And some of us remember, some of us don't, but everybody goes through that. So this is a way to relate, and to give us a sense that it's possible that this reality that we are experiencing is similar to the dream that we have. And in fact, somebody recently reminded me of this movie called Inception that Ishuji also talked about, how a different kind of creation happened, and a bunch of folks dreamt together and went into several levels of dream, and were able to influence a person in the dream. And so Ishuji used to say that, this is just like that movie. Our movie was inspired by explanation of this creation that we experience. And the time also acts differently, as I was saying earlier. You can live a lifetime in your dream, and so it's possible that we are, for a very short time, experiencing this reality within us. When this reality ends, when this dream that we are dreaming together ends, that's when we will realize in the other body where we wake up that we had been dreaming for a very short time. And but is it possible that we can get a sense of the real reality, the truth that is happening, the fact that we are dreaming from some other place and we are right now in this dream? Many realized people have said that in the past. I remember uh, there was a person who I used to admire, a saint in India, Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans. After he passed away, his wife used to also say that we are in this dream. And of course, his Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa's disciple used to argue that how is it possible that this world seems so real and it goes on for a long time. And so she gave the similar argument that, only when you wake up, that's when you realize. So some realized people in the past have been able to get a glimpse and narrate what happens, and they know the process through which we, all of us who are conscious, who have this awareness of being in this physical body, are able to take steps if they want to, to find out what the truth is, what the reality is. And that's why masters like Ishupuriji come in our life, because of our seeking, because in this world we are somehow find ourselves trapped, and we want to go away from this, because all of us realize that this cannot be, that the world is so full of pain, pleasure, a lot of pain. In fact, most of us are engulfed with different kind of issues in our life. That's why we are seeking a way out of this place. And that's when, through coincidences, masters come in our life, and they become close to us. They become our friend, not because friendship is needed for them to take us out of this misery, but because we can only trust our friends. We can It's very hard to trust, let's say, a robot that comes along and becomes your friend. You cannot fully trust it. Or some other animal, let's say, or some spirit form that comes, you'll be scared to interact with that. But if it comes in a human form, just like us, just going through the similar pains of this physical life, falling sick, having difficulties of jobs, but somehow these people who come in our life, they seem to know us. uh, we get a glimpse that they somehow know us more than we know ourselves. Somehow our hunches tell us that this person is indicating something, and I'm feeling that my life is slowly changing around me after I met this person. So you somehow cannot stop thinking about these people, because when they talk to you, when they interact with you, you are overwhelmed with the experience that you have, experience of love that you experience from these people, and that is completely unselfish, completely devoid of any expectation, any return. In fact, they give more to the world than they receive. In fact, history would show that most of the time, people who have come and helped us, and a lot of times they have been, after they have passed away, religions have been found, but they never came here to found any religion. And in fact, they had to face a lot of difficulties, and people chastised them, and they had to go through great difficulty to pass on the message that they themselves experienced because of grace of their master. And so they give a lot to the humanity, yet they don't receive the similar amount of love and gesture from us, common people, because uh, we don't appreciate that a god himself, the creator himself, can take a form of a human being and be amidst, amongst all of us, amidst us. There was another saint in India, Swami Vivekananda, who was a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahans. He came to Chicago to give lectures some hundreds of years back, 150 years, I believe. And he used to say that, the potential that we have, all of us individuals, uh, if we came to know what is hiding behind, we'll be so surprised, because all of us are God. All of us have potential to become God. It's just we do not try, or we are not interested in that because of what this world seems to us. It feels, for some of us, it's very attractive. We want to gather everything that this world has to offer. We can earn money, we can win lottery, you can drive nice car, you can have nice bungalow house and everything. So we are sort of trapped in this cage, where we cannot see the shackles, but through our attachment of the world's objects, we are trapped in this world, and we are constantly longing for that. So, but if we realize that we are just sort of imaginary, he used to say that, what you're seeing in me, or that the fact that he was giving a lecture, and he was saying that all of us are unreal. And so somebody questioned him and said, if you're unreal, why should we believe you? And he said that, yes, I'm unreal as you are, but I am giving you the direction of how to find the reality. That's the difference between you and me. uh, so I'm leading you inside. I'm telling you how to find out that we are unreal, that this is a dream. So masters come in our way because of our situation, or maybe because of the karma that we have been taking care of. And in this physical body, we have been given, the Creator Himself has endowed us with the ability to choose, to be able to consciously decide what we want to do with our life. And that is not available with a lot of other life forms that we see around us. A lot of plants, a lot of birds, trees, uh, uh, animals, uh, marine animals. There is, in fact, in uh, under the ocean, there is a flourishing life there as well, and a lot of creatures live in that we don't even know about. The life is all around us, yet only in the human form we are able to have this seeking in our heart that this is the world, that we don't like, and we want to go away from this. We just don't know how to get out of this. So masters come amongst us to not really give us a teaching, but because of our seeking, they come here to hold our hand and take us back with us. It is not they do not come here to, at least masters like Ishwapuriji and the masters who talk about Santmat, Shurat Sabd Yoga, they talk about just love. They come here amongst us to give us the experience of love. And when Ishiji used to say that love is the strongest force that is there, I I could not understand for a longest time, for a long time, what he meant by that. And slowly over time, as time is passing, and as a person like me who is educated, who believes in science, struggles. These are all struggle of our mind, that we cannot see what is in front of us. We always use our logic, that we have been trained in, and we always want proof. We want proof in the physical manner. We want to see the God in a physical form. When the God is in front of us, we cannot recognize. Uh, and like Ishupuriji, who was a perfect living master, many people have had experience of him in that form, uh, because they were able to experience his radiant form inside, and whatever he talked about, they were able to experience that. So that's why I'm saying he was a perfect living master. And he's uh, and scriptures have talked about uh, God himself taking the form of a human being and appearing amongst us. uh, he was not the only perfect living master. In the past, so many masters came amidst us, but a lot of times we are in the past, people did not recognize who the person was. We do not recognize a God. In fact, there's a nice story I heard, which I shared some time back. There was a man who was uh, drowning, and there was a flood in that area where he lived, and so he was a very good devotee of a god who used to pray, and he had a complete belief that anything would, any misery were to come to me, my God is going to save me. He held that belief very strongly in his heart. So when the place where he was living got flooded, and he kept calling upon his God, that God come and save me. And so it so happened that in the government, or the administration in that area, of course, we're trying to evacuate a lot of people who were flooded, and helping them. So a lot of rescuers came around and tried to help him, and he kept saying that, no, I'm waiting for my God. I'm not going to leave my house. And pretty soon the house also got flooded, and choppers were also sent to rescue this person, but he would not get onto the chopper. Finally, after all different attempts, People could not rescue this person, and he died. And upon his death, he met his God in heaven. And so he asked God, I have been such a good devotee of you. How come you did not rescue me? And God told him that, what do you think? Who came to try to rescue you? I came in so many forms. I came in the form of firefighter, different rescuers. I came even in chopper to compel you to get out of the house, but you did not want to take my help. So you did not recognize me. So similar is our situation, that when somebody walks amongst us who is a God in a physical form, we unfortunately do not recognize. And masters, uh, like his master, used to say that even for a second, if you were to feel that a person in front of me is actually a God, then there are so many benefits, because people have given account of what happened to people who were never initiated, were never on the path, but for a brief moment they had this belief in their heart that who they're experiencing in front of them is a representation of God. He's God himself, and they were rescued at the last moment. But all of us who want to see proof, we want to see physical proof in front of us. It's for that reason they have to come. These masters come in the form of human being and become our friend. They give us uh, little messages. They tell us that we need to invert, we need to withdraw our attention back, because through our attention and awareness and sense perceptions, use of sense perceptions, we are able to experience this world. So somehow, if we can retract that attention back, withdraw that attention back from to the place from where it is emanating, we'll be able to uh, get an idea of who we are. And they tell us that we have been wearing many layers on top of us. We are conscious being, we are soul, uh, and on top of us we have put on many masks, many coverings, because of which we are able to not see our true self, but we are able to uncover different coverings that we have put on ourselves by conscious means of withdrawing our attention. When we die, we'll be able to find who we were before we got onto this experience. But if you can simulate the death while living in this physical body by withdrawing attention, we'll be able to uncover, uh, or at least know the possibility of what might exist beyond this physical creation. So it is a process of meditation that they teach us. Uh, Ishopuriji used to hold workshops and different meditation session, but he talked about it at length in his videos also, as to how to practice meditation. So through the attention, or through focusing of our awareness, we are able to get a knowledge, and withdrawing that attention back to the place from where it is existing, we'll be able to gain a knowledge of who we are beyond this physical body. So it's a matter of just sitting in a place where probably it would help if it is dark, because you are not able to see anything through your eyes, and closing your eyes helps in covering what the eyes convey to us. And if you sit in a quiet place where there is no sound coming, or sometimes people even use their fingers to close their ears, so somehow closing the sense perceptions help us to go inside. And they tell us that reality is being created from inside out. We are seeing outside, but we most of us did not have any idea of what inside is, because every time we had experience of outside only, and we never addressed the world as being outside. Before coming onto this path, I did not know there is something called inside, and the idea that everything is being created from inside out was completely foreign to me, unknown to me. And but uh, by relating it to dreams and maybe near death experiences, one can get at least, you can say, semi scientific experience. You can get validity. In fact, people A lot of scientists have done research onto past life experiences and corroborated, as I've talked about in the past lectures as well, that there is, for people who are open to truly scientific approach, can find uh, that there is enough scientific evidence available that talks about past life, reincarnation, and reincarnation, you can see it as successive dreams that we have because of the karma. There's a law that is operating in this creation, a law of karma. So we are born in a place or situation because of everything that we have done in the past, and it's a accumulation of all the good or bad that we have done, because of which we are here. And while living in this physical life, we are constantly accumulating more and more karma that we have to pay off. Anything positive, negative that we consciously do, we have to bear the fruit of that. This is cause and action happening. uh, and so everything that we store in the karmic warehouse has to be paid off. And but when a seeking in us arrives that we want to get away from this world, then somehow masters appear in our life. They become our friend. They initiate us, and they assure us that they are going to be with us forever, not only just this life, but after this life is over, they're going to take charge of us. They're going to be friends with us, and they will take us back to our what is called true home. Because most of us in this path can relate that this doesn't seem like a place to live. We are just a tourist in this world. We are here for a very short time. But as a tourist, we somehow want to cling on to the places that we visit. But we forget where we were. In fact, recently I was watching a documentary where a lot of people apparently, maybe 200, 300 years back, they somehow departed India and they went into different parts of the world, some near Spain, some in Middle East, and they are like a vagabond community, so they do not have any. Some of them do not uh, have formal jobs. They are because they are vagabond. They continue to move from place to place, but somehow they have preserved their own culture that was existing a few hundred years back, and through generations they have somehow preserved whatever they thought they were, and they still praise some of the Indian gods. They relate to the culture, and now so many generations have grown up following that, but they have never visited India again. And there is a community in Caribbean. There's a large Indian community, and they speak even better Hindi, or the dialect of Hindi. They speak much better, much fluent than even in India. In India nowadays, a lot of because of a lot of Western influence, also people speak less of their native language, or the original tongue. So it's been vanishing. Yet there is a community that has completely preserved. So after seeing that, I was wondering, is that what is happening with all of us? We have a longing to go back. We have somehow preserved in our heart that this is not what we want. There's a part of us that inherently knows that we don't belong here, but we have not been to our original place, our home. So that looking at that, it kind of made me feel very sad that here these, maybe at some point, because of whatever reason, they went out of their country to visit different parts, but they never got a chance back to go back. They decided to stay, but they still carried on something in their heart. They preserved the culture, the language, or maybe the food and all that, but they never went back. It was so sad. So I felt sad for all of us that we do not know what potential we hold. And through the messages that Sant Masters like Ishupuriji gives, that we only have to turn our attention back to the place from where it is emanating, and we'll be able to go through successive dreams. We'll be able to realize that we are in a successive dream, like the movie Inception, and we'll be able to uncover the reality. But there comes a point when even through our attempt of meditation, we won't be able to go back, because the world that we are staying in uh, is the world of time and space, and that is being created through the mind itself. And so, using the apparatus of mind, which is our willpower of sitting in meditation and going back, we won't be able to get out of the matrix of space and time. For that, a much powerful force is needed. Somebody who is already beyond that and who comes amidst us, like Ishupuriji, and who takes our hand and guides us back to the home. And for that, the experience of love is very important. In almost every lecture, he talked about how important love is. And in fact, when people used to ask him to write books, he would say that he cannot write any book because he doesn't know what to write. At the end, he would only talk about love, and love being the only important currency that we can have in our life. And it is the love towards your master and experiencing that unconditional love through him that gives us a glimpse of something that we can hold in our heart and use that as the vehicle to go back home. So I hope all of us get to try this approach of meditating with love in our heart, and hope we'll all be successful and we'll find the way back home. I hope to see many of you in September Mitti Seva. So please go to ishanews.org and you'll be able to find the details of dates when we have programs. And I'm hoping that we'll have some activity, at least towards meeting hall construction during that time. But regardless, we cannot know what will happen. Only Ishwarji knows, how and when things will happen. Our job is to do our work, and so many of us are committed in that work, and will remain to be committed uh, till the work is done. So I hope to see many of you, and I hope I'll get a chance to talk to many of you as well. Thank you so much.